What's going on, guys? It's your boy Edward from Boxing Fanatico, and I'm ready to give you guys the collision course between Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev coming together. This is for all of you guys who want a refresher, or anybody out there who's a new fan of boxing and just wants to get the rundown of what exactly happened. Well, I got you covered. We're gonna do this right, so let's roll it and let's go get into that collision course.
And now,
So let's break this down. Sergey Kovalev, a Russian fighter, gained a lot of notoriety because of his knockout power. He was knocking people out left, right, dead center, behind his back, everywhere. He was knocking everybody out. That got a lot of credence. He signed with Main Events with Kathy Duva, and then he started moving up the ranks. Big ups to her for promoting him really well. He is Main Events star boxer. So then we got him rising up. And then we also have a mutual fighter. This mutual fighter tends to be a little bit important because this was the person that in a 4-round fight with Andre Ward knocked Andre Ward down earlier in his career. So a lot of people that like to do the A plus B plus C equals D and G combination pyramid of the boxing. If A beats B, then A can beat C kind of a thing. Can Sergey Kovalev, the person who has the power to kill people, can he get that contact and knock Andre Ward down and take him off his throne? Personally, I feel that whoever wins this fight should be considered the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. We're gonna go ahead and have these people come together and battle. This is gonna be great. So Sergey Kovalev starts to rise up. A lot of people start to have these positions, especially when Adonis Stevenson beats Chad Dawson. This gentleman, Adonis Stevenson, beats Chad Dawson and knocks him out in the first round. Cold, clean, he's done. So what ends up happening? People start calling for Sergey Kovalev versus Adonis Stevenson. But what does Adonis Stevenson do? Adonis Stevenson signs with Showtime and ensures there is not going to be a fight between him and Sergey Kovalev. And this is basically Adonis Stevenson in every interview that he was given when it came to Sergey Kovalev. Are you gonna fight Sergey Kovalev or not? I'm not. He's stupid. That was basically Adonis Stevenson in every single interview when they asked him, was he gonna fight Sergey Kovalev or not? Is there legitimacy to being scared of Sergey Kovalev? Yes, there is. He actually killed somebody in the ring. And now, this is very sensitive to talk about, but he literally killed somebody by beating them to a pulp. All within the legal boundaries of what boxing allows you to do. Unfortunately, that gentleman passed away, so his name, the KRUSHER, is well deserved. So he goes up in the ranks. That whole Adonis Stevenson fight can't happen. But then a really good fight happens that lets Sergey Kovalev prove himself. Sergey Kovalev versus Bernard Hopkins. Sergey Kovalev fights Bernard Hopkins. What happens? Sergey Kovalev beats Bernard Hopkins, and this gives Sergey Kovalev some stock. He rises a few notches up because Bernard Hopkins was basically the guy who was making sure that all these new up-and-coming fighters got put in their place. Same thing that happened with Kelly Pavlik. Same thing that happened with John Pascal. Same thing that happened with Shomanov. He's just an ageless beast that was taking everybody out. So what Sergey Kovalev do? He beats Bernard Hopkins. Now, let's rewind to explain Andre Ward. Andre Ward was the last person, the last United States fighter to win gold medal in the Olympics. He basically went into the Olympics and dominated. This was the 2004 Athens Olympics, and he did what he needed to do to get himself right into the professional ranks, shooting strong. But something weird happened. No one was giving Andre Ward the credit that he deserved. I remember seeing him going from the Olympics into the professional ranks, and I'm like, what's going on? Why are no one giving him the credit? It might have a little bit to do with that knockdown that Darnell Boone did to him. If you know anything about Andre Ward, he is a really good adjustment fighter, and he has never let anybody really catch him that way ever since he got caught by Darnell Boone. One shining light happened for Andre Ward, and that was the infamous Super 6 tournament. Now, this Super 6 tournament was incredible. It has not been replicated in boxing ever since. I thought that this will be the turning of the tide in boxing and having something really, really intelligent actually come into boxing to increase the popularity of boxing. Apparently, they can't recreate this. They can't recreate the excitement of the Super 6 tournament. Anyways, that's for an entire other segment for some other day. Let's talk about the collision course. Andre Ward then goes into the Super 6 tournament not as the favorite at all. As a matter of fact, they thought a guy named Mikkel Kessler was gonna beat him. Basically, they got these 6 people together, and a lot of stars came from the Super 6 tournament. People like Carl Froch comes into mind, Arthur Abraham for his toughness. These people became mega stars, especially Carl Froch, and it put Andre Ward on the map as possibly the second best fighter in the world, behind the consensus between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. One of those two were the best, and then Andre Ward was the third best until Manny, of course, got knocked out. Then they made him the second best. So now we have Andre Ward as the #2 pound-for-pound fighter behind Floyd Mayweather Jr. because he went into that Super 6 tournament and he came out not only victorious, but undefeated. People went in there like Carl Froch, undefeated, but they didn't come out undefeated. They lost, but not Andre Ward. Andre Ward still retained his O, and he also won the Super 6 tournament, which was a big plus, and his stock rose tremendously, even to the point that it made him the fighter of the year during that year. So he capitalizes so well off of that Super 6 tournament win. He goes ahead and fights Chad Dawson. Chad Dawson comes down to the super middleweight division against Andre Ward and gets knocked out, TKO, gives up the fight, and it was just a master class by Andre Ward. So now we have 2 people on the rise. We have Sergey Kovalev taking people out, having people like Adonis Stevenson show the fear that comes with even the thought of fighting Sergey Kovalev, and then we have Andre Ward coming up. And interestingly enough, both of these people were lobbying to fight a completely different fighter. Who's that fighter, you ask? Well, Andre Ward was trying to fight Gennady Golovkin, and Sergey Kovalev was trying to fight Adonis Stevenson. So what ends up happening is we get none of those fights. Gennady Golovkin refused to go up to 168. Andre Ward refused to go down to 160. Adonis Stevenson, why you gotta do me like that, man? I just after the Andre Ward fight or what? That's a stupid. That's what I thought. So now we got people split between two thoughts. We got one group of people that say that Gennady Golovkin completely ducked Andre Ward. We got another group of people that say Andre Ward completely ducked Gennady Golovkin. Who you trying to kid, man? Who you trying to kid? Gennady Golovkin is not scared of Andre Ward, man. Andre Ward is scared to come down because he know if he come down, Gennady Golovkin gonna do him like he did to all these other 17 fighters in a row. He's gonna knock him out. Yo, what you guys talking about? Andre Ward is a skilled, tactical technician, master of adjustments. He's gonna adjust to whatever Gennady Golovkin got. Plus, Gennady Golovkin's too small for Andre Ward. What you think, he's gonna beat Andre Ward? Andre Ward is better than Gennady Golovkin in each and every way. He's smarter, he's technical, and he's like Mayweather. Oh my God, here you guys go with Mayweather. Mayweather this, Mayweather that. Please, man. He lost the fight with Manny Pacquiao, trust me, and as a Gennady Golovkin diehard fan, I mean, as a unbiased, you know, person that studies boxing, either way, it doesn't matter. Both of these fighters are absolutely good, amazing. Gennady Golovkin is a monster. Andre Ward is a technical genius, and anybody would have gave up some cash to watch that on pay-per-view because it deserves it. So good, now we got that out of the way. Adonis Stevenson, nowhere to be found. Then the stars align. They signed a contract, a multi-fight contract. This contract now is allowing them to fight each other in the event that they overcome the fighters that they need to fight within the time frame before they can materialize the fight that they're currently fighting, which is the one that's coming up in November. So what happens? Andre Ward has been in a huge layoff because he's in promotional legal battles, trying to get out of his promotional deal. He's doing this battle back and forth. It takes over a year and a half. He gets taken, his belt gets stripped away from him. A lot of people are saying he's rusty. He's not going to have it anymore. He comes back. He does a okay showing against his opponent after a long layoff. Does another fight, does another good showing, but the competition isn't really at the level that Andre Ward is used to. So people start to say, hey, maybe all this technicality, maybe it's going away. Maybe Sergey Kovalev can rise above and take out Andre Ward. But some people out there still think that Andre Ward still has the ability to take on Sergey Kovalev out. And that's something that we're going to have to see to believe. And so they both win all the fights that they were scheduled for, and it's happening. This November, Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, must-see pay-per-view. I'm always going to give you the best accurate facts. I'm going to tell you if a pay-per-view is worth watching, and to be honest, no pay-per-view has been worth watching since the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. This is in retrospect, not in hindsight. Obviously, a lot of people felt that fight was really, really boring, but before that, that was a fight that you had to buy pay-per-view for, and I feel that it's unfortunate that this doesn't get as much publicity as that. That had a huge machine behind it, but the magnitude and what it means for these two fighters right now, this moment, and what it means for the sport of boxing, this fight is huge. So my collision course rating for this fight is an A-. You need to go out there and watch this fight. Purchase the pay-per-view, enjoy it. You're gonna be watching boxing history in the making, and now let's get it on. This has been your collision course with Edward V from Boxing Fanatico. Have a great one, guys. So, welcome to this new channel, Boxing Fanatico. I've been a boxing enthusiast since I was a little kid. Thank you to my father, who's always been watching boxing even since I was born. So I've loved boxing with all my heart. It's the sport that I hold the highest, I hold dear to my heart. And I'm gonna present to you that sport every single week. It's gonna be twice a week. Every Fridays, you're gonna get the segments, which is any type of segment dealing with sports, either what's gonna happen, what's happening, or the future. Or the past, like top 10 knockouts, top whatever, those kind of things, collision course, whatever I muster up, put together, and give to you guys. That's what the Friday episodes are gonna be. Monday's episode is gonna be me breaking down what the last week in boxing was. So from Monday to Sunday, what happened, all the behind the scenes, all the news, all the really important stuff, and I'm gonna summarize it perfectly for you in this format so you guys can take a look at it. And then I'm gonna break it down, give some opinions, ask some questions, and get the ball rolling so that we can have this community evolve. That's one thing that I wanna do, is I wanna evolve the boxing community. I feel like a lot of the boxing talk channels have been very, very stagnant, and that's something that we need to break out of. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling, and I will see you next week, guys. I'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.